11 Sports and For the Fans welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
Getting a look live at beautiful Buffalo, New York, home of the Queen City Corsairs, welcoming in the Atlanta Swarm for this final week of the Simulation Football League's regular season. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody, alongside Stephen Hacker in the booth here today. My name is Eric Vinson. We've got Mark Chisholm and Andy Hamilton in the stats truck helping us out, a trio of SFL owners helping us out here in the broadcast today. And Hack, this is going to be a good one here today. Atlanta playoff spot on the line. Lone Star clinching just the game before us, and we might see Atlanta do the same here today.
Yeah, Atlanta is definitely playing for their playoff lives. A win here secures a spot in the playoffs for them. A loss does not get them out of contention, but it kind of takes everything out of their hands. It's up to how things shake out the rest of the way. So Queen City looking to play playoff spoiler here tonight at home. Wants to give Atlanta a really rough time. The defending champions, Atlanta Swarm, is really going to have their hands full here tonight, Eric.
Queen City out of the playoff picture, but definitely looking to play spoiler, as Steven had mentioned, coming out in the all-black uniforms. Atlanta coming out white tops, blue pants here, as Queen City has won the coin toss they will elect to receive. And we will be right back with kickoff on the other side of this break. This is the Simulation Football League, live on 11 Sports and For the Fans. Stay with us.
Second and 8. Ball at the 23-yard line.
Yeah, third down and short. Jet Zero getting the carries early here and helping set up this third and manageable for Queen City.
Third and short here. 4 wideouts to work with in the formation. Caswell under center. No back behind him. He will throw. Pressure's coming. Hit as he's thrown. Somehow completes it for first down yardage. Big hit on the other end, but they will move those chains nonetheless.
And a nice first down conversion, helping get your offense momentum going. That's what Caswell needs. He needs to find a rhythm here and keep the chains moving.
First down now from the 38-yard line. 9.5 minutes to go here in the opening frame. Caswell, quick fires down towards the bottom of the formation. Deezer Powell with the catch. And wrapped up on the play by Jay Miraculous. We'll get a look at the stars on defense for the Swarm. Chris Porter, Billy Ray Valentine, Leo Jefferson, and Joshua Williams all in the defensive front four. Cole Finnegan, Cree Higgins, and Aquantis Shine all at linebackers. Connor Darian, Blake Hamrick, Jay Miraculous, the corners, Moose Papinal, and Chris Henry, the safeties for this defensive backfield of the Swarm. Caswell, quick fires again, and that is caught for first down yardage out across the Atlanta 47-yard line. James Matthew Jr. with a catch.
6'7", 265, a tremendous target going across the middle. 871 total yards receiving this season for him. Has just been a complete threat for this offense since he leave.
Good opening drive here for the Corsairs. Zero the lone back offset. Caswell going to go the opposite way, and he's got Chris Curtis with the catch, close to first down yardage, out to the 38-yard line, and these quick passes are working well against this Atlanta Swarm defense.
Yeah, Queen City looks like they're finding their momentum, getting in that rhythm, taking everything immediate, anything that's open. Caswell's finding that target and getting the ball out of his.
Pressure coming. Caswell's going to keep it, and he's going to get the first down out to the 36-yard line. We will see the keeper play from this Queen City offense several times, and we saw it right there for first down yardage.
Caswell, one of the few quarterbacks in the SFL that likes to tuck it and run. He's not afraid of the contact, will run, and it's one of the interesting plays that Queen City has in their playbook.
3 wideouts this time, 2 towards the top of the formation. Caswell under center. Caswell, 7-step drop, pressure in his face, hit as he's thrown. Ball still in the air and falls incomplete eventually. Second down upcoming. Good pressure by the defensive front four for Atlanta.
Joshua Williams, 5-season veteran for Atlanta, got in the face of A.J. Caswell there, disrupted the throw. And that's what Atlanta's going to need to do. They're going to need to put pressure on Caswell and try to force those turnovers. Caswell can be a little turnover happy, so if Atlanta can get him rattled, they have a shot at taking the ball away from City.
2 tight end set for the Corsairs. Caswell going to keep it again and gets minimal yardage out to the 35-yard line. I'm pretty sure Mark Chisholm and his staff were well aware of Caswell and his ability to keep the football there. And speaking of the Atlanta Swarm, with a win, they will clinch a playoff spot. That will be the 8th team to secure a playoff spot, as Lone Star securing the 7th spot just the game prior with the 7-point win over the Chicago Wildcats. Pass over the middle, caught by James Matthew Jr. for first down yardage out to the 26-yard line. Chewing up a lot of clock here, Hacker, and they're getting inside the red zone, or close to the red zone anyway.
Making it work. In Atlanta, like you said, fighting for that 8th spot. 11 teams make the playoffs here in the SFL, so not many spots remain. Atlanta hoping to punch here tonight.
Almost half the quarter gone already. Caswell, another pinpoint precision pass thrown, this time to Deezer Powell, as he gets first down yardage out to the 12-yard line. Into the SFL red zone we go.
Caswell targeting a lot of his receivers out there. Powell getting a couple of receptions now. All 3 of these main targets for Queen City are up near the 1,000-yard mark. All of them near 70 yards, 70 receptions on this. Caswell not afraid to go through his regressions and find the openers.
Caswell looking like he's going to throw again as he has no back in the formation. 7-step drop. Caswell going to air it out back in the end zone. Incomplete. Overthrew his intended target there, and it falls incomplete.
Just misses in the back of the end zone on that corner route. Chris Curtis looked to be open, just couldn't quite drop it in there.
We'll get a quick look at the Stars one more time here. A.J. Caswell at quarterback, Jets 0 at running back, Deezer Powell, Christopher Ochoa, and Chris Curtis, the wide receivers. James Matthew Jr., the tight end, Freddie Tubbs Jr., Carson Miller, the guards, Alex Netrower, and Griffin King, the tackles here for this Corsair offense as Deezer Powell gets some toe drag swag along the sideline there. Minimal gain, going to set up a 3rd and 7.
Nice body control, though, on the catch. Able to contort his body, keep his feet in bounds. Not a big net yardage play, but good concentration, just a little bit closer to the end zone.
Caswell coming up under center on this 3rd down. They've completed 2 already on this drive. Caswell, pump fakes. Corner of the end zone, diving attempt and incomplete. He threw it into triple coverage there, and that was tight coverage as well by the Swarm secondary. And that's going to bring on a James Peanuts Troll field goal attempt.
Caswell felt a little bit of pressure, might have tried to force that one in. Well covered was the intended target, James Matthew Jr., but great job by Atlanta forcing the field goal here. Queen City had momentum, was controlling the ball, controlling the field really, but Atlanta stood strong there in their own end zone. And Queen City's thankful to have the 3 points, but I know Atlanta's fired up that they only held Queen City to 3 here.
Definitely a victory for the Swarm defense here as Troll sets up for a field goal attempt. This is going to be a chippy for him, 25-yarder. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up and on the way. Splits the uprights, and we've got a 3-0 ball game here in Buffalo, New York, as Queen City strikes first. Atlanta with their first crack of the football following the break. You're watching the Simulation Football League live on 11 Sports, and for the fans, don't go anywhere. Back live in Buffalo as the Corsairs have added 3 points to their score total here on their first possession. 15-play, 71-yard drive, capped off with that 25-yard field goal make by James Peanuts Troll. Chris Curtis and Boo Chisholm, 2 of the premier receivers here in the Simulation Football League, and their numbers certainly dictate that as well here, Hack.
Yeah, both these guys are a favorite for their quarterbacks. Chris Curtis, the logo for Queen City, has been dominant in all his time at Queen City, and Boo Chisholm, reliable target for Atlanta, helped lead the Swarm to a championship last season. And Brian Dynasty has really fallen in love with him as a rookie.
Dynasty, the rookie quarterback, threading the needle over the middle. That's first down yardage out to the tight end, Jamal Wooding, out to the 39-yard line. Big chunk play to start things off.
And Wooding's another target behind Boo Chisholm. That's really a dynamic playmaker, has a huge yards per catch rating, just knows how to get behind the secondary and get first down.
We're going to look at the Stars on the Swarm offense here following this play. As Dynasty comes up to the line under center. BDG Hollywood, the lone back, offset in the formation. Dynasty going to swing it out to Hollywood. He loves to come out of the backfield as a pass catcher, and he's going to get first down yardage out to midfield. And 2 big chunk plays to start things off for this Swarm offense.
And Atlanta's a really high-powered offense. BDG Hollywood really leads the way for them, gives them so much flexibility. He's such a weapon, whether it's on the ground or through the air. Just really gives them so many options. And when the defense starts looking his way, they can go over the top. It gives Brian Dynasty a lot of flexibility.
Heavy formation this time. Dynasty still going to swing it out to Hollywood. Got one man to beat, and that's the man that tackles him right there, as that was Jared Crow, the inside linebacker, with the hit. Gain of 3. Brian Dynasty, the quarterback for the Swarm offense. BDG Hollywood, the running back. Mitchell O'Brien, will see him as the fullback. Kendra Hall, Siege Falco, and Boo Chisholm, all the wide receivers. And we saw Jamal Wooding a little bit earlier in the drive as the tight end. 2nd and 7, offset I. Hand off to Hollywood this time, bouncing it to the outside. Good spin move, but he fumbles the football, and the ball is on the turf, and it looks like Queen City is going to come up with the football.
Not what you needed. If you're Atlanta, your feature back with room to run out in space, fumbles the ball, puts it on the grass, now gives Queen City a chance to take a 2-possession lead. Really unfortunate. Queen City looked really, really confident their first drive, and Atlanta just coughs it up. This could be unfortunate.
Jamu Afalabi with the fumble recovery there. Sets his team up with good starting field position on their 2nd possession, already up by 3. Trying to play spoiler to the Swarm here and prevent a playoff clinch for them, as James Matthew Jr. gets another catch over the middle for a gain of 8. And it looks like we've got an injured Swarm player down on the field. That's Chris Porter, as he's a little slow to get up.
Yeah, the fifth round pick for Atlanta, the rookie. 3 sacks on the season, 5 tackles for a loss. That's good contribution from your rookie. We'll see if he's able to get back out on the field. I know Atlanta's going to miss his contribution.
Didn't see much there on the replay. Might have just maybe got the wind knocked out of him. We'll have to keep you posted on his injury update as we go along here. Following the injury timeout, 2nd and 2 from the 49 of Atlanta. Caswell in the gun, empty. And he's going to throw it middle of the field. Could have easily been picked off by the Swarm defense. That was Bill Henry out there in coverage. Couldn't quite snag it.
Henry was just sitting in his zone. Caswell threw right at him, able to tip it down, almost intercepted. And Caswell's just caught, taking a deep breath there after that one. He's got to reset and come out and try to get this first down.
Yeah, that was definitely a whew, just release. Get it out of your system. 4 wideouts here for Caswell this time. Jet 0, the lone back. Caswell going to throw it deep. Had a man caught one-handed by James Matthew Jr., who is lined up as a receiver in the bottom of the formation. And what a catch there to extend the drive out to the 26.
He's a dangerous target. They split him out wide as a wide receiver. Curtis was the inside slot receiver there, but just send him on a go route, and he's able to just outplay the safety and too big of a target. It's just an impossible matchup on the outside, and Queen City's threatening to score again.
Already 5 targets for Matthew Jr. He's got 4 of them as catches, 49 yards to his credit. First down here as Jet 0 gets a pass out of the backfield. Good stiff arm there as he gets ushered out of bounds after a gain of 3.
So Atlanta's really got to tighten up here again. I think if they don't allow a touchdown for Queen City, they would consider that a win. All things considered, the injury, the turnover, Atlanta's defense really has to step up here for them.
This would definitely be a victory for the Swarm on defense if they're able to just limit the damage to a field goal following the turnover. Showing blitz, backs out of it. Caswell over the middle, caught. Matthew Jr. once again, his 5th catch of the ball game, not even out of the first quarter, and that one good for first down yardage down at the 12.
Queen City seems to have found a rhythm with the quick, short, underneath throws, and it's just it's like Atlanta's a little on their heels.
4 wideouts this time for Caswell, 3 towards the top of the formation. Caswell to throw, pressure coming, hit as he's thrown, threads the needle, and it's caught for a touchdown to the logo, Chris Curtis.
Those are the kind of dynamic plays that you expect out of Chris Curtis. Post route, lots of bodies there, but focuses on the ball, able to secure it, and gets 6 points for his team.
I don't think this is what any of us were expecting here, as Queen City, pending the extra point, can jump out to a 10-0 lead on the defending champion Atlanta Swarm.
Stakes are high, Eric. I mean, even if you're not going to make the playoffs, if you can come out, spoil somebody else's hopes. I mean, that's extra motivation for some of these teams. And Queen City's definitely looking to play the villain here today, and they're embracing it.
Playoff football is just different. It is just a little different. As Queen City drives down the football field, 6-play, 59-yard drive, capped off with that 12-yard passing touchdown to Chris Curtis. Caswell, 12 of 16 for 119 yards and a TD. As Troll boots the football down the field, Atlanta hoping to get something going on offense as Atlanta capitalizes on Queen City capitalizes on the Atlanta turnover. And the Swarm got to get something going on offense. BDG Hollywood really hurt him with his fumble on that last drive.
They looked good offensively. It was just the surprise of the turnover and the great field position that it gave Queen City. If they can come out and avoid that turnover, I think that they can put up some points on this drive.
Dynasty under center. Short drop. He's going to sling it out towards the top side of the formation. That's Boo Chisholm with his first catch. Going to be a gain of 6 out to the 26 as Chris Porter looks like he dislocated his finger and might return a little bit later on. Dynasty with a great rookie year as well, putting up 28 passing touchdowns. AJ Caswell just the slot behind him, though.
Yeah, the second-round pick for Atlanta, 33rd overall, paying dividends for them. They did their scouting, and this rookie quarterback's really paying off for them.
He's going to sling it out to Hollywood, who's got space. Good spin move there. He's got first down yardage out to the 35-yard line. Dynasty starting off hot, 5 of 5 for 49.
And I like the approach. You don't have to force it downfield. You have a weapon in BDG out of the backfield. Keep your eyes downfield. If nothing's there, dump it off and let him work.
Queen City, the dog here at home, as Atlanta was favored by 3.5 coming into this ball game. 90 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Dynasty pressure coming. He's going to go down in the backfield. Big loss back to the 29-yard line, and what a sack by Queen City.
Yeah, Jeff Duffy, just absolute domination from this guy. Last season, Defensive Player of the Year, I believe, and just a continual threat in the backfield. Stop your offensive progression. 16.5 sacks already. That's number 17.5 for him. Just a threat every play to bring down your quarterback.
Sackmaster backs him up to the 29. Dynasty with a back on either side of him in the gun. Dynasty pressure coming again, and again he's going to go down. Guess who once again? Jeff Duffy getting in there once again.
Welcome to the league, Bryant Dynasty. You got to meet Jeff Duffy at least once, and he says, no, I didn't get a proper introduction. Let's say hi again. Duffy, just an absolute monster.
Bet he got the name off the back of that jersey this time around, as they're all the way backed up at the 21 now, third in a country mile. Dynasty over the middle, caught by Jamal Wooding, nowhere near the first down marker. That at least gives them some punting room here. And Atlanta, after having a promising first possession, fumbling the football, this second one here backed up because of the sacks.
Queen City seems to have Atlanta reeling a little bit early in this ball game. Queen City came out prepared, and Atlanta's on their heels. Atlanta's got to find a way to respond, adjust to those quick throws that AJ Caswell is throwing. Kind of figure out your offensive woes that you have early in the ball game.
Chris Smith with the punt. Good hang time. Fielded by Ochoa, who's got some space, and he's going to make it out to the 45-yard line, where we will hit the end of the first quarter of play. Queen City jumping out to a hot 10-0 start, and they've got the football back following the other side of the break. You're watching the Simulation Football League live on 11 Sports and for the fans. Stay with us. Back live for the second quarter of action in Buffalo, New York. The hometown Queen City Corsairs coming out to a 10-0 lead on the defending champion Atlanta Swarm. Alongside Stephen Hacker in the broadcast booth. My name is Eric Vincent, Mark Chisholm, and Andy Hamilton in the stats truck for us here today. As Caswell going to air it out. Wide open, Deezer Powell towards the top of the formation, and he's going to get ushered out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Man, they have come out hot here today, Hack.
Yeah, they've just been patient, waiting for these plays to open up downfield, and finally takes a shot deep, and it pays off big for them deep into the red zone now, threatening to score one more time.
4 catches, 62 yards for Deezer Powell to start things off. Queen City knocking on the door once again as they are in the SFL red zone once again. Caswell from the gun, quick fires. James Matthew Jr. makes the catch, close to first down yardage once again. Gets a gain of 9.5 out to the 7.
And these throws in traffic are paying off for Queen City. Matthew Jr. is just continuing to find space, absorb the hit in traffic, and secure the ball. Was well covered by Chris Henry there, but Queen City now down at the 7-yard line, Eric.
Hashtag throw it to the tight end. Caswell under center. Again, quick fires. James Matthew Jr. again, this time for first down yardage out to the 1-yard line. Queen City with a 1st and goal.
Continuing to look his way. I think they might go one more time, try to find him in the end zone. These slant routes seem to be working against Atlanta.
Swarm stacking the box this time. 7 in the box. 3 wideouts to work with for the Corsairs on offense. Handoff, Jets 0, and he is going to be stopped short. Right at the goal line is where they're going to mark the football, and a good play by the defensive front 7 for the Swarm.
Yeah, Quana Shine really filled the gap there. 10-season veteran here in the SFL, definitely knows where to be and how to make the play.
Caswell going to try and sneak it. He's not going to do it, though. He's going to get walloped right at the line of scrimmage. And that was a big hit by Billy Ray Valentine. I thought it was Joshua Williams, but 93 Valentine coming in there with a big hit.
Caswell tried to do it himself, tried to make a move, but paid the price, took a hit there at the line of scrimmage. They've got one more shot to try to punch it in here, Eric.
Surprised he's not in a body bag at this point. Caswell, handoff, Jets 0, and he's going to get in. Touchdown, Queen City, jumping out to a 3-score lead.
Jet 0 now, 2 rushing touchdowns on the season. And I know that that's gonna help him as he's going into next season with the progressions and his confidence with his coaching staff. And that's a good sign that he can get in the end zone. Converting from fullback takes a little bit of time to build up the speed. I know the coaching staff has to work on getting that running back to where you want after converting from fullback. So good to see him getting a tote here on the goal line.
Troll trying to add the extra point to make it a 17-0 ball game. Good snap, good hold, and splits the uprights. 17-0 here as Atlanta is absolutely reeling here in Buffalo. Queen City has owned this series as well. All time 7-2. And the last one was a victory for the Swarm, 37-20 in that championship season just a season ago.
Interesting that the home teams, it's almost an even split. They've got a 5-4 lead. The home team pretty much wins this series 50% of the time. So Queen City well on their way to maintaining that record.
Kendra Hall with the return, making it out to the 22-yard line. Atlanta with another crack at the football here. And their first couple drives, 4 plays, fumble, 6 plays, and a punt.
Yeah, very, very lackluster so far in this game for Atlanta's offense, but I expect them to pick up the pace here. Definitely now down 17. They're going to have to get a little more aggressive.
Sense of urgency has got to kick in, especially with a playoff spot on the line. Dynasty going to hand it off to Hollywood and gets met right at the line of scrimmage. Good play by Brock Barkley getting in there and making the stop. No gain, 2nd down coming up.
I think that's a good decision on first down. Try to let Try to let Hollywood get a couple of yards and set up a little more manageable second down. I'd continue to run the ball, but definitely keep taking the shot down.
And Hollywood's been more of a threat coming out of the backfield as a receiver this year, as opposed to seasons past, where he's been a huge rushing threat as he's tackled right at the line of scrimmage once again, this time by Ajamu Afolabi, who had a fumble recovery a little bit earlier in the ball game. Sets up 3rd and long.
5 tackles for a loss on the season, so knows how to get in the backfield and slow down the ball carry.
3rd and long for the Swarm. Trips towards the bottom of formation here. Dynasty, pressure in his face. He's going to throw, and it's caught, but it's not going to get him the first down. A catch made by Casey Morgan. Brings up a 4th down and short, and that's a 3 and out for the Swarm.
Just can't quite put it together. Can't string together enough for a first down, and Atlanta's going to have to punt again. Can their defense help slow down Queen City and give this offense a chance to get them back in the game?
Second punt here by Smith. Gets it away, fielded right at the 30-yard line. Ochoa with not a whole lot of running room. Gets it out to the 35-yard line. Decent field position here for the Corsairs. Looking at the standings here, Hack. Like I said, this one down to the wire here for Atlanta. Lone Star clinching a playoff spot just the game before us. And Atlanta hoping to clinch that 8th playoff spot here today.
Very, very tight race. All these games having huge implications. Queen City doing their best effort right now to shake things up.
Caswell again to Matthew Jr. for another gain of 9. And they've just been running the middle of the field pretty much the entire ball game so far. Atlanta's done nothing to stop them.
Yeah, just a little bit too soft over the middle. And these big, strong tight ends and wide receivers for Queen City are capitalizing.
6.5 minutes to go here in the opening half. 4 wide outs to work with for Caswell, who's under center. Only 3 down linemen this time for the Swarm. Caswell, pressure's coming, hit as he's thrown, picked off, going the other way, and he's got a convoy. That's a Qantas Shine, the veteran, and he's going to get a pick 6 to his resume. Touchdown Atlanta, they're right back in the ball game.
What a fantastic play from the linebacker, jumping up to make the interception, and then ahead of steam, reads his blocker. Nobody's going to catch him. Fantastic play for the highlight reel for Qantas Shine.
And you mentioned it a little bit earlier, 10 seasons in the SFL, the former Queen City Corsair showing up on his former team and getting a pick 6 to get his team right back in the ball game. Sammy Steele lining up for the extra point to make it a 10-point ball game. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up and on the way and through. 17-7 now your score. Queen City getting the football back, but Atlanta with some life, courtesy of their defense. We'll be right back. You're watching the Simulation Football League, 11-11 Sports, and for the fans. Promising Queen City drive cut short by a Qantas Shine with the pick 6, making this a 10-point ball game here in Buffalo. Christopher Ochoa with the return here right from his own goal line, turning it up the middle of the field, and he'll make it out to the 21-yard line. Pat, go ahead and lay that juicy tidbit there that we just got in the middle of the break there.
Oh yeah, that pick six for Aquana Shine makes him the second linebacker in SFL history with 3 touchdowns. The only other linebacker to do so was a linebacker that played for Queen City back in season 8, Aku.
And DJ McCoo used to be, he was actually a former teammate of Aquantis Shine as well. As Caswell throws it over the middle, caught James Matthew Jr. with another catch. And that's a 7-yard gain out to the 28-yard line.
Matthew Jr. continuing to be a reliable target for Caswell. Just throw it over the middle, and he's going to absorb the contact and maintain possession of the ball.
He's had 9 catches in just the first half here. Amazing start for the tight end. Caswell in the gun this time. Short drop. He's going to check it down to Jet Zero. Good block on the side there. Slips the other tackler and will get out of bounds just past first down yardage. That'll move those chains out to the 32-yard line.
Blake Hamrick tried to get there in time to bring Jet Zero down behind the line of scrimmage, but the nice second effort was able to get Zero the first down.
5.5 minutes to go and counting. Bunched receivers towards the bottom of the formation for Caswell. Play action. Good pocket. Pressure's coming, though, and he's going to go down. And sack was made by Leo Jefferson, the defensive tackle, getting in there and splitting the offensive line and making it a 2nd and long.
5 sacks, now 6 sacks on the season for the rookie. Nice play there. 10 tackles for a loss, disrupting A.J. Caswell's timing.
First round pick out of Madison from the Simulation Football League minors. As Caswell pump fakes again. He's thrown once again and gets it to Jet Zero for a minimal gain. There's been plenty of opportunities here for Atlanta to disrupt the passing attack that Caswell has displayed, but he just gets it off just in the nick of time.
And that's a good sign for the Queen City offense. When A.J. Caswell can play clean football, their offense is really, really dynamic. They're going to put up a lot of passing yards and score a lot of touchdowns.
Only blemish on his resume, that one pick for the pick 6, as Caswell throws it over the middle and a shoestring catch made by Deezer Powell. He's been the other hot target here for the Corsairs on offense, as Caswell coming out with a 98.0 QBR.
5 targets for Powell, 80 yards, 15.8 yards per reception here in this ball game. So continuing to target Matthew Jr. over the middle and then taking the deep shots with the logo Chris Curtis and Deezer Powell.
Zero the lone back, 2 wideouts split on the formation. Swarm anticipating a run as they stack the box. They will get it as Caswell sneaks it just for a couple yards. And every now and again, we'll see Caswell rumble for about 9, 10, 11 yards, but we haven't seen it just yet here, Hack.
Yeah, and they like to run the sneak in the middle of the field. You know, I think Sioux Falls is really the only team that Julian Tyree is really the only quarterback that likes to run for touchdowns. Caswell's more of just a change of pace kind of.
And Jet Zero getting walloped in the backfield. Slipped the first tackler, but Aquantis Shine, who had the pick 6 just a little bit ago, is able to nail him in the backfield. 3rd and 9 coming up.
Queen City so far today, 83% on 3rd down here.
It's pretty good odds. I'll take those odds. Buffalo's got some casinos, right?
Not sure, never been.
Caswell airing it out, caught, but that's going to be short of the first down as Ochoa makes his first catch of the ball game, but could not quite move the sticks. It's going to bring up a 4th down, and Atlanta with a crack at the football, able to narrow the gap here, possibly to 3.
Atlanta's defense now back-to-back, good drives, slowing down this Queen City offense, really giving their team a chance to stay in this ball game. Queen City starting hot, but Atlanta's defense has the capability to slow down some offenses if they can put it together.
And Ricky Matthews with a very impressive punt there, just had a little bit too much topspin as it rolls slightly into the end zone, and that'll bring the ball up to the 20-yard line. Queen City coming out 31 offensive plays, Atlanta with only 10 so far, which is insane. Bryant Dynasty under center, still a perfect 7 for 7 on the ball game. 2-minute warning coming up here as BDG Hollywood gets a forearm shiver from the defense. That was Albert Begin, the free safety, making the tackle. And that will bring us to the 2-minute warning here in Buffalo. Queen City with a 10-point advantage, but Atlanta with a crack at the football, hoping to narrow the gap and clinch a playoff spot here in the final week of the Simulation Football League regular season. We are live on 11 Sports and for the fans. Do not go anywhere. Two minutes to go here in the opening half. Dynasty and the Swarm hoping to add a touchdown on offense. Here's their lone touchdown coming off a pick six, courtesy of Aquana Shine. And what a pass play there out to Jamal Wooding for another big catch out to the 44-yard line. That'll give him some breathing room.
Yeah, send Wooding on a poster out deep. Matched up with that linebacker, it's a huge mismatch, and it leads to a huge play for the Swarm. Now near midfield, clock's still running. They have 3 timeouts, Eric.
Handoff this time to Hollywood, and Queen City was ready for it as he gets suplexed into the dirt by David Tilley. Going to be a loss of 1 on the play. Clock's still running here, even though all 3 timeouts are available to Atlanta.
And a little bit of a quiet first half for David Tilley, the second head of that double-headed monster that Queen City has on their defensive line, but good to see him getting a play there.
Hollywood offset this time. Dynasty going to throw it down to the bottom of the formation. Got Boo Chisholm. He gets ushered out of bounds right at midfield. That'll stop the clock. Tackle made by Pharaoh Rains. Haven't gotten to the defensive stars here for the Corsairs, so we'll do that now. Jeff Duffy, Digger Graves, David Tilley all along the line there for the Corsairs. Jared Crow, Ajamu Afalabi with a fumble recovery earlier. They're the linebackers. Pharaoh Rains, Ted Haynes, the corners. King Jamal, Albert Begin, and Kappa Jones, the safeties for the Corsairs in their defensive secondary. 3rd and 4 from midfield. Dynasty to throw over the middle, caught, first down. They'll move the chains and go no huddle here at the 39. Chisholm with the catch. Dynasty, pressure coming, hit as he's thrown. Diving attempt and incomplete. He was looking for Siege Falco there. And that's going to fall to the turf. 47 seconds frozen on the clock.
Another guy with a really, really quiet first half. Siege Falco with his first target in the game right there and complete.
Had 78 yards and 3 touchdowns just a week ago. Very, very quiet first half here. Dynasty under center. Hollywood, the lone back offset. Queen City showing pressure. They're going to bring it and quickly gets it out to Boo Chisholm. Atlanta's going to call their first timeout with 43 seconds to go.
I think that's a good timeout. Give yourselves a chance to reset. You picked up a couple of yards there, but you need a really nice play here on 3rd down to convert. Try to get a little closer, maybe a more manageable field goal, or hopefully get into the end zone.
Yeah, it was a good play by the Rook to just get the football out of his hands, take what he can get, and call the timeout. 4 wideouts to work with, 3 towards the top of the formation. Going to throw over the middle, caught, first down yardage. Jamal Wooding out to the 26-yard line. Clock continuing to run as they go no huddle. Dynasty over the middle again, caught. Kendra Hall, first down, out to the 13, and they'll call those second timeout with 25 seconds to go in the half.
With plenty of time, first down. I'd like to see Atlanta really try to take a shot for the end zone here. Make sure it's a throw in the end zone, and if it's got to go out of the back, throw it up where only your receiver can make a play. But I think Atlanta's got the weapons, and I'd really like to see them be aggressive here. You've got the timeout. I'd like to see them go for points instead of settling for a field goal.
Yeah, plenty of weapons for sure. Boo Chisholm, close to 1,000 yards coming into this ball game. Jamal Wooding with almost a 20-yard per catch average. He's certainly got plenty of weapons. Siege Falco, a deep threat as Dynasty's pressure's coming from his backside. He's thrown, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Jamal Wooding in the corner of the end zone. That would have been a top 10 play if he was able to complete it. And, man, I would check Dynasty there for a broken spine.
Man, that was a big boy throw by Bryant Dynasty, taking the hit, trying to give his receiver a chance to make the play, and absolutely pays the price for it. But fantastic courage by Dynasty there.
Only 4 seconds coming off the clock. Second down now. Dynasty quickly throwing it to Boo Chisholm. Has room, spin move, and gets out of bounds. Clutch move there by the veteran receiver to get out of bounds. It's going to bring up a 3rd and short with 16 to go.
Saves the timeout. That's the big thing there, I think, Eric. Saves the timeout, doesn't force Atlanta to have to burn that last one. And with 16 seconds, they can still take another shot at the end zone before 4th down. And Atlanta in a nice position to make this a really close ball game heading into the half.
Crowd on their feet here in Buffalo. Dynasty going to throw it. Picked off in the end zone. And I thought he had Siege Falco there, but at the last second, Ted Haynes comes in and gets his interception, and that's going to give the ball over to Queen City.
Fantastic read on the ball. Adjusted very, very well and just got right in front of Siege Falco and takes away the touchdown opportunity. And I know Atlanta's kicking themselves right now, and Queen City is just absolutely just elated that they're able to walk away with that one.
And hey, hats off to Ted Haynes, the Week 8 signing with his first career SFL interception. Congrats to you, my friend. Big time spot here for the Corsairs as they're up by 10. Caswell throwing off his back foot, complete that out to Ochoa, as I'm not sure why he threw that football, but hey, the clock's going to run, and we're going to hit triple zeros here in the first half with the Corsairs up by 10.
Really, really phenomenal first half of football. A little unexpected. Queen City coming out of the gate, firing and really just looking sharp. Kind of caught Atlanta off guard. Their defense wasn't quite prepared, it felt like, and Queen City was able to sneak a couple of quick points out and got out to a 10-0 lead early on Atlanta. And now Atlanta's really been struggling to kind of catch up as feels like this Queen City has all the momentum here at home.
And looking at those stats there, it's been basketball on grass, basically. They've just been throwing the football up to anybody that's going to catch it. No sort of rushing yards to speak of. 15 total rushing yards in the first half, split between these two teams. And, man, it's been fun to watch so far.
Yeah, and then, one of the most productive running plays you see right there ends up with a fumble. And, I can see why these teams are electing to go through the air. They're having great success. And, dynamic offense led by the dynamic quarterbacks. We're enjoying the shootout so far, but Atlanta's got to find a way in the second half to string it together and finish out some drives.
Caswell, 23 of 28, 227 yards, a touchdown, and a pick six. Dynasty looking good as well on the other end, 15 of 18, 142 yards, and a pick of his own. But it's still been a very back-and-forth ball game. Queen City seemingly has the momentum here, especially since they have the second half kickoff here. They received the second half kickoff, but it's been definitely back and forth. No real team has seized fully this momentum.
Yeah. I would tend to agree with you there. Queen City has looked like their first quarter offensive dominance. It's kind of slowed down, and Atlanta's defense really kind of picked up some of the slack. Atlanta's really got to kind of finish out some of these drives, figure out a way to not turn the ball over there in the end zone, and get the points whenever they're there for you.
I mean, if we're using the Rick meter, I'd have to go 55-45 at this point for Queen City. Like, it's looking like that tight of a ball game as we get a look at beautiful Buffalo, New York Compro Field here. And yeah, it's just been that type of back and forth game. At least it feels that way to me.
We're going to see how it gets settled out in the second half, Eric.
And I apologize, Queen City going to kick the football off. They received the opening kickoff. Alongside Stephen Hacker in the broadcast booth. My name is Eric Vincent, Andy Hamilton, and Mark Chisholm in the stats truck, giving us all those saucy statistics. Kendra Hall bringing it out of her own end zone, trying to find some blockers, bouncing it towards the far sideline, and will get tackled at the 18. And that is where they will take over to start things off. Looking at the drives from the first half, not a whole lot to speak of for Atlanta. Their best drive, 12 plays, and it capped off with that interception in the end zone there. First down now from the 18. Dynasty under center. Pressure coming from his backside. Throws it off his back foot. Diving attempt. And the catch is made by Siege Falco out to the 30-yard line. First down right away for the Swarm on offense.
Got open right when he needed him to. Brian Dynasty was under pressure from the blind side. Falco makes a diving play and bails his quarterback out. Nice start to the second half for the Swarm.
And the Rook sensing the pressure from his backside as well. Hats off to him as he's able to get rid of the football quickly. Queen City showing pressure. Hand off to BDG Hollywood, who goes nowhere. And this Queen City defense has stifled Hollywood coming out of the backfield as a running back. David Tilley with the tackle for loss.
Big guy, put on a little bit of weight in the offseason, transitioned into defensive tackle for the Corsairs, and has really done well stuff in the middle for
Hand off, Hollywood. Good blockers in front. Slips the tackler, and he's off to the races. Slips another one and finally gets dragged down by the third defender. Great run, his best of the ball game, out to the Queen City 43.
Yeah, only 3 yards leading up to that run, and breaks off a nice run to the right side and gives a little bit of confidence to this offensive coordinator to give BDG the ball on the ground some more.
And the community feeling a lot like what it's feeling right now. Atlanta, not quite the heavy favorite in this ball game. Almost 66% being favored by the community as Hollywood gets another pass out of the backfield, slips the defender, and steps out of bounds at the 42.
Hollywood with his 5 receptions in the first half, going to continue to be a receiving threat out of the backfield for the.
Going back to that same formation that Hollywood ripped off an impressive run a couple plays ago. Hollywood going to stick in between the tackles this time, and he's going to be wrapped up at the 40-yard line for a gain of maybe a couple. If you want more SFL content, our Discord community has podcasts, articles, and highlights about the league, its teams, and its players. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Simulationfl and visit our website at simulationfl.net for more news, features, and information. That lovely community poll is on our Discord server as well. 3rd and 7 coming up for the Swarm. Dynasty pressures in his face, and he's going to go down. He had absolutely no chance. A split second to get rid of the football and didn't do it. 4th down coming up.
Yeah, Queen City brought some pressure there, and it got there. It paid off. David Tilley going to get the sack, an assisted sack there, and Dynasty's got to find a way to get rid of the ball whenever he recognizes that those defenders are coming.
Out of field goal range, so we'll see Chris Smith once again for a punt. We'll see if Queen City brings the pressure here as Smith wants to pin him back deep. No pressure at all. Fair catch called for, made at the 13-yard line by Ochoa.
I like the decision by Ochoa to fair catch that and not let it bounce. That's dangerous territory. A bounce probably would have landed somewhere around the 4-yard line with potential to be down to 3. Great job by Ochoa saving the offense here, giving Caswell a little room to breathe.
Caswell sets up in the gun. 0 sidecar left. Caswell to throw, has time, going to throw it towards the bottom of the formation. That's caught by the logo Chris Curtis for first down yardage, out across to the 23-yard line.
4 targets, 3 receptions for Chris Curtis. He does have the touchdown as well. Continue to find ways to get these receivers involved, and Queen City's offense is going to have success.
Curtis lining up at the bottom of the formation, at the bottom of your screen. 0 the lone back. Caswell to throw once again. He's going to throw it over the middle. Caught, and that is Chris Curtis working his way back towards the middle of the field for another first down catch, this time out to the 35.
And no real favorite in this offense right now other than James Matthew Jr. All the other wide receiver targets with about 5 targets now. And again, Caswell not afraid to share the love. He's going to throw it to whoever is open. He's doing a great job right now.
Corsairs coming out hot, 2 first downs in as many plays for their first drive of the second half. Handoff to Jets 0. Good stiff arm there, but gets met by the linebacker right in the middle of the field. Cole Finnegan with the catch. No, excuse me, that was Chris Henry, the safety, with the big hit.
And tiptoeing around 6 tackles for Chris Henry. Quietly having a nice little ball game here tonight.
Second and 5. Handoff again to 0. Good hole in the middle of the formation and keeps churning those legs out to the Queen City 47, where they will move those chains once again.
Moose Papineau came up with free safety to make that play on Jet 0.
Wrapped him up, dragged him down. Just south of 7 minutes to go here in the third. Caswell in the empty, trips towards the bottom of the formation. Only 3 down linemen for the Swarm to combat the extra receivers. Caswell, with time, throws it over the middle. Caught. Chris Curtis has been very popular here on this drive, and he gets another first down catch out to the Atlanta 38.
And Curtis must have had a conversation with AJ Caswell in the locker room at halftime. He said, hey, I'm open on my routes. Take a look my way, because like you said, Eric, definitely the favorite target here in the second.
Curtis, 5 catches, 58 yards, and a touchdown snag. Had 3 of them on this drive. Caswell again over the middle and incomplete. That was a dangerous throw, throwing it into coverage near Qantas Shine, who already has a pick 6 to his credit today. Denver with first place on the line, hoping to clinch the number 1 seed. Louisiana hoping to do the same and hoping that Denver loses in order for them to do that. Houston faces Vancouver with a playoff spot on the line. Charleston needs some help to get into the playoffs. Florida hoping to get back into the playoffs as well. And Arizona and Baltimore are hoping to cap off the regular season with a bang. Caswell again throws it to the bottom of the formation, and again, that's Chris Curtis. That's his only catch not for a first down on this drive, and that's out to the 33, gain of 5.
And in field goal range for James Troll. I don't want to see anything too crazy for Queen City here. You're in James Troll range. Maybe look to hand off to Jet 0 here. Try to get a first ground.
No Jet 0 in the formation. Caswell to throw. Pressure coming. Going to throw it over the middle. And it's Chris Curtis once again with another catch. And again, another first down. Close to the SFL red zone at the 21.
Tightly covered, though. Connor Darien was all over Chris Curtis. A well-thrown ball. Just a veteran play made by the logo there.
And that was actually a really good play made by Connor Darien to break off his route. And cover the open man over in the middle of the field. Trips towards the top of the formation for Caswell. Only 3 down linemen for the Swarm. Caswell with time, pressure in his face, avoids the first one, but he's going to go down. Just took a little bit too much time in the backfield as Joshua Williams makes it out there. And James Matthew Jr. is down. That's going to be a huge loss for the Corsairs on offense.
Huge loss. We have to check the medical report. Yep, non-contact on the replay, limping it off. Eventually hits the ground. That's very unfortunate. Hopefully not out for the game, because Queen City definitely relies on that target.
Hopefully just some cramps there, and hopefully it didn't pull anything. Get him some Gatorade and an IV on the sideline. Hopefully we'll see him back in action. Caswell throwing it out towards the far sideline, caught by Christopher Ochoa, out to the 21-yard line. They'll get the lost yardage back, but it's still a 3rd and long.
Struggling really in the first half. Moving okay, I mean, but that one pick right now is really tarnished his day.
Mentioned earlier, in field goal range for James Peanuts Troll. Caswell, pressure coming, and he's going to throw an interception again. And again, it's Aquinas Shine. He's got both of A.J. Caswell's interceptions, one for a touchdown, this one a pivotal one to give his team the football back.
And Aquinas Shine steps up in a big way right in front of Deezer Powell, not having to worry so much about James Matthew Jr. over the middle, allows some extra help on the outside, and Aquinas Shine gives Atlanta the ball back.
Corsair defense, chin straps buckled, hoping to get the football back to their offense and keep this 10-point lead intact. Dynasty. He's going to throw it towards the bottom of the screen. That's caught near sideline by Boo Chisholm. 1st down yardage out to the 39-yard line. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, you're watching the first controllers esport where strategy and AI instead of thumbs determines the outcome. Teams submit game plans prior to the simulation, and the results play out live in real time with hundreds of viewers turn players, scouts, coaches, and team owners on the field to create an all-new kind of virtual reality. Visit simulationfl.net for more information. And if you are tuning in for the first time, you picked a hell of a week to start. This is the end of the regular season, and man, oh man, playoff football is just a little bit different as Dynasty threads the needle again to Boo Chisholm, and again we'll move those chains. Perfect 7 of 7, 7 targets, 7 catches for Boo Chisholm.
Getting open in a variety of ways, showing off his route tree here today, underneath, down the middle. Just what doesn't matter what kind of route it is, he's going to find a way to get open for Brian.
Sneaks into Queen City territory. Dynasty short drop. He's going to sling it out to Hollywood, who's wide open coming out of the backfield. He's got 1st down yardage out to the 33-yard line. Atlanta with their best-looking drive of the ball game.
Really needed to convert to 6 points here. Keep doing what you're doing, though. Keep Queen City off balance. Don't be afraid to take the shots. Your receivers are getting open, but don't you don't have to force anything. If it's not there, use Hollywood out of the back.
Dynasty under center. Hollywood the lone back. Dynasty quick throws it. Good deflection made out there in the flat. And that was one of the extra linebackers, Brock Barkley. He's had a tackle for loss already here today as James Matthew Jr. will not see the football field for the rest of the ball game. He's got a pulled calf muscle and will be out.
Big adjustment coming for this Queen City offense. That slant route to Matthew Jr. over the middle was a key part of their day here today. We'll see what they can do to combat that.
Finishes his day with 9 catches, 93 yards as Dynasty throws it over the middle, caught. And that's 1st down yardage. Good play there made by Casey Morgan, who had a catch earlier in the ball game.
Atlanta threatening to get into the red zone only for the 2nd time here today, but have been stringing together a really nice drive here. We'll see how they off.
Hollywood with a big run out of this formation earlier. Instead, he'll get a screen pass and slips the first defender. He's got room inside the 10 and close to the 5-yard line. They will mark him down at the 5. First and goal, Atlanta.
And a big play, big yards after the catch there for Hollywood. Still fighting for the yards with all the bodies trying to bring him down. And that's what you need for Atlanta. And this close to the end zone, I think that they're going to find some success. Maybe look for Jamal Wooding near the back of the end zone.
You said welcome to the SFL Rook for Bryant Dynasty when he met Jeff Duffy. That's welcome to the SFL Rook for Jared Crow as he meets PDG Hollywood and his slippery frame. Dynasty going to look Hollywood's way once again. This time, Crow getting the best of him as he tackles him right out of bounds. That's going to be a loss of 1. Atlanta with a win will clinch the 8th spot in the playoffs. Seeding to be determined a little bit later on this evening, but they will be the 8th playoff spot secured if they come out with a victory here today. So big time implications on the line. Queen City hoping to play spoiler as they have already been eliminated for playoff contention. Dynasty to throw again. Top of the formation. Kendra Hall could not stay in bounds. She was so wide open. Acker, she could have strolled in the end zone.
Yeah, just the momentum of the route took her out of bounds. Couldn't quite corral the ball and turn upfield at the same time. But one more shot for Atlanta to get the 6 points here before they're going to be forced to take the field goal.
Man, oh man, that's a heart crusher right there. Hopefully they can get into the end zone for the sake of the Atlanta faithful. Dynasty under center again. Hollywood gets blown up in the backfield. David Tilley getting in there for another tackle for loss. And Hollywood has not had a ton of production on the ground here today.
Not the end of the world, but it's not what you want to see if you're Atlanta. You had a great opportunity from the 5-yard line, first down from the 5-yard line, and you have to settle for the points. But you're still in this ball game. There's a lot of time left. Your defense has really stepped up here recently, and if you're Atlanta, you're feeling good about your chances.
Game is far from over as Sammy Steele boots a 22-yard field goal, making this a 1-possession ball game with 1:05 to go here in the third quarter. And get your player position locked and loaded today through our Discord server in the SFL Minor League, SFLM. There's more opportunities than ever to be the player you've always wanted to be. Join our Discord community through simulationfl.net. The second season of the SFL Minor League starts Friday, October the 9th, so this coming Friday. Contact Deputy Commissioner Andrew Rostelli on Discord for more information. Christopher Ochoa with the return makes it out to the 23-yard line with 1:01 to go here in the third. Queen City hoping to get some points on the board and maybe extend that lead a little bit more here, Hack.
Yeah, Queen City's offense has gotten a little quiet here recently, but they're still ahead. Momentum is still kind of on their side, but they, points here would really do a lot for their confidence and being able to secure this ball game.
Caswell to throw, pressure in his face. He's going to throw it towards the top of the formation, caught, and that's going to be a minimal gain out to the 29-yard line. We'll look at the SFL calendar here real quick, and we've got some upcoming matchups here in the final week of the regular season, and we got some juicy ones too. Tulsa, Denver on Sunday, along with Houston, Vancouver, and Charleston and Jacksonville. And Louisiana at Florida, Arizona at Baltimore. Going to be the final games of the regular season for the Simulation Football League while we gear up for the playoffs. Caswell airing it out into coverage and incomplete. Good one-on-one coverage by Miraculous to cover Chris Curtis.
Yeah, on an island with Chris Curtis is a huge responsibility, but well played by Jay Miraculous there. And a 3rd and 4 here. Let's see what Queen City's able to draw up.
Caswell in the gun, 0 to his left. Takes the high snap. Caswell gonna gun it towards the bottom of the formation to Chris Curtis, who makes the catch. for first down yardage out to the 40-yard line. Move those chains.
And a quick route gets in between the zone and finds the spot for the first down. And Queen City, I'd like to see them maybe run the ball here right before the fourth quarter. Just try to give their offense a nice, conservative, steady approach, and don't do anything too risky.
Probably see one more play here before the end of the quarter. Caswell under center, zero the lone back in the formation. Caswell going to air it out over the middle. That's caught close to a first down. Out to the 47-yard line of Queen City. And we have hit the end of the third quarter. Queen City holding on to a slim 7-point advantage over the defending champion Atlanta Swarm, who are hoping to clinch a playoff spot here tonight. Get your fours up in the chat. We got one more quarter of action following the break. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Back live, one more quarter to go here in Buffalo alongside Stephen Hacker. My name is Eric Vinson, Andy Hamilton, and Mark Chisholm in the stats truck for us here today. Caswell coming out in the gun on 2nd and 3. He's going to air it out, tipped up in the air several times and incomplete. I'm pretty sure the whole defense had an opportunity at that football.
Yeah, I know Aquinas Shine, mouth was watering. He had a chance for his third interception. Very, very fortunate for Queen City that one just hits the grass, as Atlanta was really trying to get that one away from him.
And this defense is nothing to be trifled with, as they are top 15 in just about every category. Passing yards really the only, I'd say, weakness maybe, but certainly hasn't shown it here today. Caswell going to air it out again, caught, first down to Chris Curtis, and they've just been threading the needle on these slants and post routes all game today, despite the good coverage from the Swarm.
Yeah, and I really think it's a matter of just AJ Caswell has taken time, finding the open receivers, going through his progression, waiting for somebody to get open, and he's been really successful here today. He does have the 2 interceptions, but has been able to move the ball pretty methodically down the.
Caswell, short drop, pressure coming from his backside, throws it in the air and incomplete. Good coverage by Moose Papanow as he's able to bat the football away, just volleyballs it to the turf. Chris Curtis, again, the intended receiver. And Moose Papanow, the strong safety for the Atlanta Swarm. He's got a couple Denver Nightwings in his family. He's got a daughter in college, and he's the news editor for the largest Corvette club in New England. How about that?
That's pretty awesome. Yeah, and married for 20 years this week. Congratulations, Moose.
Absolutely. Also the voice of the Simulation Football League intro for our broadcast. Fun fact there. As AJ Caswell gets sacked, Joshua Williams, with his second sack of the ball game, will back them up to the 39-yard line, 3rd and 13.
Swole is flexing on him there, showing off why they call him that. Big sack for the big man for Atlanta.
Obvious passing situation here for the Corsairs. Caswell coming out in the empty, 3 wide receivers towards the top of the formation. Caswell shuffles, throws it over the middle, and could have been picked off again. And we've talked about it, Hack. He's been threading the needle quite a bit here today, and it's cost him a couple times.
Yeah, and I wonder how much, the effect of losing James Matthew Jr. is. He was a reliable target for Caswell in those types of situations, and I think it's hurting their offense a little bit. But you got to have a next man up mentality. When one guy goes down, you got to have a system in place that your next guy is just as successful. But Atlanta's really taken advantage defensively of that hole for Queen City.
And that's a great point, as Ricky Matthews hoping to nail the Swarm back deep. Sliding catch made in the end zone. Touchback will come out to the 21-yard line following the break. You're watching the Simulation Football League live on 11 Sports and for the fans from Buffalo, New York. Back with 9:45 to go here in the final quarter. Brian Dynasty, the rookie second-round pick for the Atlanta Swarm, trying to lead his team down the field to tie the football game. As he's going to sling it out to BDG Hollywood, wide open coming out of the flat, met right at the line to gain. And it's going to be a gain of about 9.5, brings up second and short.
Pretty unforgiving spot. I thought he crossed the yard the line to gain, but we'll see the Atlanta line up here and probably feed him the ball and let him convert the second.
You can see our unofficial line is right on top of the line of scrimmage. Handoff. Hollywood gets nailed in the backfield. So it's going to be a loss of 2. Actually, they'll probably call it 2.5. Back up to the 27-yard line. 3rd and 3 now coming up. Tackle made by Ted Haynes, who got his first career SFL interception earlier.
Big tackle for the loss, too. That's a tough matchup to have to come in from the corner slot and be able to tackle the running back in the back.
Hollywood wide open coming out of the flat. First down yardage. Spin cycle and out to the 35. He will move those sticks.
And has got to remain calm here. Trust that your offense is going to work. Moving the chain and try to score the points. There's no reason to panic. You've got plenty of time.
And we've touched on it. Hollywood, a real threat coming out of the backfield. Over 700 yards receiving coming into this ball game. He was pretty much even with his rushing yards coming into the game. As Dynasty will throw again and caught by Siege Falco as he gets met hard by the Queen City defender. Out to the 43-yard line, good chunk of 8.
Only 2 receptions, 20 yards today for Falco. Maybe we'll see him start to warm up late in this ball game as a secondary weapon for the Swarm offense.
Hollywood handoff right up the middle, and he'll get first down yardage to the 48. He has not been a huge threat on the ground today. Really only one big run earlier in the first half, and otherwise 4 or 5 yard gains here and there.
Does eclipse the century yard mark, total yards. He's got 70 yards receiving, 35 yards on the ground. So got the 100 all-purpose yards today for BDG Hollywood.
And that's all this offense is asking them to do as they set up shop at the 48. Fresh set of downs. Hollywood with a spin move, but it gets nailed right at the line of scrimmage. That was the Jamu Afalabi with the tackle. Download Crowd Play, our new partner for 2020, and play the game about the game. Follow the action and answer questions for a chance to win a share of the $1,000 prize pool. Your next chance to win is coming up next Sunday, October the 11th, for the wild card round of the playoffs. Visit crowdplayapp.com for more information. Dynasty going to sling it out to Hollywood again. Wide open coming out of the backfield. Good spin move there. He's going to get close to first down yardage. Not quite enough, as it's going to be third and about a chest hair.
And off a lobby, just a tractor being locked onto number 34. Everywhere DDG Hollywood, you see number 51 Njamu Afalabi right there making the play.
Good run formation for the Swarm, and Queen City was ready for it, knocking them in the backfield. Loss of maybe a half a yard, and it's going to be a fourth down for Atlanta.
And the other cornerback, Pharaoh Rain, from the cornerback position, gets into the backfield and stops BDG Hollywood. Tremendous play from these cornerbacks.
And they got to go for it here, Hack. Cannot punt the football away with 6 minutes to go.
Third and long one, Eric. Long
one. Dynasty, I think, is just trying to draw Queen City off sides, and I don't think it's going to work. Bit of a head scratcher from the Swarm coaching staff as they burn their first time out. 2 remaining. I would have just ran a play there.
Yeah, I think even with the down and distance you had, I think you probably needed to snap it there, go aggressive, and your defense has been playing really well if it didn't work out for you. But I guess, taking the 3 points here isn't – no, not going for 3 points. You're gonna punt the ball, so you're going to have a great defense.
Would be a heck of a field goal attempt by Sammy Steele if he was able to go from 60.
I wouldn't doubt we're going to see an SFL kicker try one before too long.
Oh, it'll happen. Instead, we'll see a punt by Chris Smith, and good backspin there by Smith as it's down at the 6-yard line. Queen City with a ways to go here to hit pay dirt on the other side of the break. Simulation Football League action rolls on 11 Sports and for the fans. Stay with us. Atlanta's defense trying to limit the damage here as they are down by 7 with a playoff spot on the line. Caswell from his own end zone, pressure coming, going to throw it on the run and just throws it out of bounds, was able to clear the pocket. So no flag there, second down coming up.
I like this. You're near your own end zone. The pressure was there. Nobody was open downfield. Don't risk an interception. Throw it out of bounds and live to fight another down.
Already thrown 2 today, both to Aquana Shine. 1 for a touchdown. It was a pick 6 earlier in the first half as Zero gets a carry, and he'll get maybe 1.5 yards out to the 8-yard line. Going to be 3rd and 8 coming up as Zero bounces up off the turf.
Tried to lower his shoulder to get some extra there, but great job by the Atlanta defense to swarm to the ball carrier and bring him down, minimize the.
Caswell under center with 4 wideouts split across the formation. Caswell pump fake, steps up, throws it over the middle, and incomplete. This was just what the doctor ordered for the Swarm on defense, forcing a 3 and out, and they're going to get the football back with good field position.
Moose Papano able to knock it away, force the punt out of Queen City. Eric, a quick chat shout out over at twitch.tv/FTF next. Renfro Shoes says this is his first game and he's enjoying his time here. Give him a chat shout.
Excellent. Welcome in, Renfro Shoes. And welcome to all the fine people here watching the Simulation Football League action live in the last week of the regular season. And as I mentioned, Hack, this is going to be great field position here for the Swarm as they call for the fair catch at the 40-yard line. Standings were looking a little tight coming into this ball game. 6 playoff positions decided. The 7th decided just the game before us, and the 8th could be decided here if Atlanta wins this ball game. Handoff, BDG Hollywood, big surge of speed, gets first down yardage out to the 29-yard line. Great run there. That was really only his second junkyard run for the game.
Yeah, it really looks like Atlanta wanted to move the ball through the air this. Maybe the game script of Queen City getting ahead early took away their ability to kind of run the ball to balance it out. But see what kind of dangerous weapon he is there. He's a threat to take it to the house. Any play through the air, on the ground, it doesn't matter.
2 wideouts at the bottom of the formation for Dynasty. He's going to throw it that way. Caught. Minimal gain by Boo Chisholm, as that was a good open field tackle made by Barkley.
And I wonder if you're Atlanta, if you're thinking, do you score quick, give Queen City time, and try to go for the win in regulation, or do you try to grind out as much of this clock as you can and just hope to go into overtime?
Oh, I don't know. That's a tough call right there. I am all for just winning in regulation and not chancing overtime, especially sudden death overtime here in the SFL, as Hollywood throws a spin move down, and he'll get close to the first down. Tackle made at the 19-yard line. They're in the SFL red zone once again.
Struggled in the red zone earlier, Dynasty, with his lone interception coming in the red zone, tried to target Falco in the end zone. So looking for a little bit better production here.
Handoff Hollywood, and he's going to get first down yardage, but just by the skin of his teeth, making it out to maybe the 18.5, but they'll mark it at the 19. SFL calendar looks like this: Tulsa, Denver, Houston, Vancouver, Charleston, Jacksonville. Triple header on Sunday, all on 11 Sports and for the fans. And we wrap up the final week of the regular season. Louisiana visiting Florida, and Arizona at Baltimore on Monday Night Football. Just a gain of maybe a half a yard for Hollywood, as he is averaging just south of 3 yards a carry. Certainly not up to his standards, although we mentioned he's been more of a receiving back this season.
Definitely looking to get BDG Hollywood involved with this. But always a threat to go no matter what.
Hollywood with another carry and another minimal gain. Barkley's been all over the football field here today as he makes another tackle, this time for just a minimal gain. 3rd and long coming up for the Swarm as we approach 2 minutes to go here in the ball game.
Yeah, I think with the amount of time left on the clock, it's 4-down territory. Atlanta's not going to settle for a field goal. I think they have to punch this one for 6 points.
Agreed, as Dynasty will take the snap, lobs it over the middle, in the air and intercepted. Queen City with the turnover as we hit the 2-minute warning. Albert Begin with the shoestring interception. Johnny on the spot. There it is. 7-point advantage for the Corsairs as they take over on offense following the break. We are live on 11 Sports and for the fans. Simulation Football League action continues right after this. Queen City takes over on their second red zone interception. Already up by 7 at the 10-yard line. Atlanta was still with 2 timeouts, an opportunity to get the football back. Caswell pump fakes. He's going to throw it over the middle. In the air, still an incomplete. Plenty of opportunities for Atlanta to come up with an interception right on the other side. And it falls to the turf. Man, oh man, Hack.
Got to be careful. I mean, Caswell just a little careless with the ball there, and you know, if Atlanta can create a turnover, they're in prime position to take control of this ball game. So if you're AJ Caswell, play smart, use your veteran knowledge, and protect this ball and win the game for your team. Win this game for your team.
And insult to injury, the clock is stopped at 1:55. Caswell's going to get sacked in the backfield. Joshua Williams with the sack sets up 3rd and forever as Atlanta only burns their second timeout. They still have 1 remaining and plenty of time to get the football back.
Yeah, Atlanta is definitely doing everything right here late in this ball game to set themselves up to win. They had the great punt to City back. They were able to. Unfortunately, it led to a turnover, but great defense here going to give their offense another shot at scoring points.
Finally hands the football off to Jet Zero, which is probably what they should have done 3 plays ago. Atlanta burning their final timeout, but it's with 1:48 to go in the ball game, so they'll have plenty of time to march down the football field and possibly score the game-tying touchdown, especially with where the football is being punted at.
Yeah. And the play scheme that Atlanta has shown so far this game shows that they are able to stop the clock with some quick hit plays, out routes, sidelines, and BDG Hollywood in the flats. So the no timeouts is a little bit of a concern, but not the end of the world.
Kendra Hall setting them up nicely at the 37-yard line with 1:40 to go. No timeouts. Can Atlanta tie the football game up? We'll find out on the other side of the break. $1:40 to go in the ball game. Atlanta with new life as they burn through their last 2 timeouts, and they still have plenty of time to tie the football game up. Alongside Stephen Hacker in the broadcast booth, Andy Hamilton and Mark Chisholm in the stats truck, I am Eric Vincent as we cannot get a completion on that play. Dynasty had pressure from all around him, and Kendra Hall just couldn't reel it in. This is the twin-headed monster on that defensive front line, Duffy and Tilly. Tilly with a whole bunch of tackles for loss, and Duffy's with a whole bunch of sacks today.
These 2 guys are just a dominant force for this Queen City defense. Their pressure starts with 2 guys, and when they're having a great day, Queen City's defense is having a great day.
Dynasty, pressure coming again. He's going to go down. And guess who? That's Jeff Duffy getting in there with the clutch sack and knocking him all the way back to the 45. No huddle here for Atlanta. No timeouts to work with. Dynasty throwing it into coverage and incomplete. 4th down and forever. And we got 1:22 on the clock.
Atlanta's going to have to go for this one to keep their playoff hopes alive. Dynasty set up here. It's a 4th and 18. The odds aren't in your favor, but don't force anything. Target whoever's open. I'm thinking maybe Siege Falco or Jamal Wooding here. It would be a good option for Brian.
Empty set. Dynasty over the middle. That's not going to do it. Incomplete, or that was complete, excuse me, but it's going to be short of the line to gain. Turnover on downs, and that'll pretty much be the ball game. Might be a little bit of time left, but not a ton.
Yeah, no timeouts. Queen City's just going to take on this one and try to wrap this one.
As we mentioned, the standings tight coming into this ball game, still tight, with Atlanta in all probability losing this ball game. Lone Star securing a playoff spot in the previous game. Atlanta could have secured the 8th spot with a win here today, and Queen City has just given them all they could handle. What a showing here by the Corsairs, as they came out to a hot start and they did just enough to keep it out of reach of Atlanta.
Yeah, and it's really not the end of the road for Atlanta. A loss here does not mean they are eliminated. It just means that they're going to be in the wash of the tiebreakers, the seeding process. So Atlanta, it's pretty much out of their hands whether or not they're going to make it at this point, but it does not mean they are eliminated yet.
Caswell taking a knee once again, and that will do it here in Buffalo, as Queen City will notch their 5th victory on the season. They were eliminated from playoff contention before this game even started, and Atlanta will end up breaking even at 6-6 in season 15. And as you mentioned, Hacker, they are going to need some help in order to get back into the postseason. The defending SFL champions are chewing on their last fingernail, hoping to get themselves back into the playoffs, as Queen City wins this ball game 17-10. We'll get a final look at the end of the game stats and highlights.
And an interesting series, Eric. You know, we mentioned it earlier with the graphic, but you know, Queen City in this series has really shown Atlanta what they're made of. I was unaware that Queen City had such a large gap on Atlanta, all things considered. But you know, the home team in this series really seems to kind of get that edge. And it was a great ball game here today. Queen City showed up early, got out to an early lead, and really was just trying to drive the whole time. Atlanta had a lot of fight in them, but Queen City really just kind of shut Atlanta down whenever they showed up to fight. It seemed like City had just the right counter.
And honestly, both these defenses just came out to play today. Quanah Shine with 2 interceptions. One of them returned for a touchdown. Queen City with 2 red zone interceptions, stalling out the best drives that Atlanta has had all ball game long, and just keeps Atlanta at bay. Queen City did just enough to keep themselves afloat, as the lone touchdown on the board for Atlanta was a defensive touchdown.
Yeah, Queen City really dodged a bullet that they had such I don't want to say a comfortable lead, but you know, when they lost Matthew Jr., their offense really took a little bit of a step back, maybe not a full step, but I think Atlanta, maybe with a little bit more time, could have had a shot at it. But a great, fantastic ball game, a great end of the season, maybe not the result that it wanted. A fantastic ball game from our perspective up here in the booth.
As we get a look at the player of the game, and it is going to be AJ Caswell, 32 of 46 for 324 yards and a touchdown to go with 3 rushing yards on the ball game. On behalf of my partner here, Stephen Hacker, Mark Chisholm, and Andy Hamilton in the Stats Truck, executive producer and commissioner extraordinaire Cameron Irvine, all the fine people at SFL headquarters, I want to thank you for tuning in to this presentation of the Simulation Football League. More action to come here in the final week of the regular season, and the playoffs are just around the corner. You don't want to miss it.